Okay, so I have Drinkwell here with me in the prototyping room at the D School. Deb, do you want to tell us a little bit about the project you've been working on?
Yeah, we're Drinkwell, and what we are doing is we are partnering with Project Healthy Children to try and add nutrients to someone's daily diet. So the way we've tackled this problem is by approaching the water that they consume every day, at least once a day. We're trying to add iron to the water, which is a specific nutrient that's very hard to get on a Rwandan diet. We are now actually working in Kenya, so the same holds true in Kenya as well.
Cool. And so what have you been working on this summer? Where is your device developed to?
So over the summer, we wanted to simplify the gear system that we had working over, once the class ended, we had this as our prototype. Obviously, we wanted to simplify things before we got into the field. And so that's why we worked on a Venturi-based system over the summer. So as the water comes out through the rising main here, it's squeezed through this area and fortification is sucked in through this line right here. However, with this device, we found that it was very inconsistent. So the harder you pulled, the more fortification you would get. And if you're a week-old grandma pumping on the water pump, then you would get less than a strong young man.
Okay.
So that led to another iteration of this Venturi device. So what happens is we take this device, we stick it inside the water tank, and so once it's in the water tank, as the water level rises, it'll come out the spout through the Venturi first, which leads to a more even suction of fortification, because no matter how fast you pump, you're still going to fill up this water tank first, even if you're just a grandma. So that's what we're going to take to Kenya to work on our field trials with. But first we had gone to Houston to do a system test of that prototype. So this is the full setup with the fortification tank here. It's just a trash can for now, but we'll be mocking up a much more rigid structure when we go to Kenya. And the way we tested it was we put chlorine in this tank right here, and we sucked chlorine into the water that was being pumped out. And so this is a photo of one of the results that we got. On the right side, this is our control. This represents 0.2 milliliters of chlorine per liter of water. So I measured out 0.2 milliliters of chlorine per liter, and I put this in our control side. And then on the left side is one of the experiments that I did in Houston. I did this 35 times, so this is just one example of what I did. And as you can see on this color wheel, this shade of yellow represents 0.6 milliliters per liter, 1 milliliter per liter, so on and so on. So the control is pretty much 2 milliliters, 0.2 milliliters per liter, and the experiment is somewhere within 1 and 2 milliliters per liter. And so all of the experiments show that this device could suck between 1 and 3 milliliters per liter, which is within the range that we had set for our field study.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thanks.
And so you mentioned going to Kenya. Tell me more about that.
I think Deb can tell us more about Kenya.
So in 1 month, at the end of October, beginning of November, me and Matt will be traveling to Kenya. We are partnering with an organization called Nuru, which is on the ground in Kuria, Kenya. And our goals for this trip is to test this device in the field where it would actually be used, and also to gain a lot of understanding on how people will interact with our device. And to that end, I'm creating a social marketing plan and documents that community leaders will be training local Koreans on. And then we'll be able to interact with them to hear their thoughts on this device, as well as their thoughts physically at the pump as they're using it. Because we have not yet identified that this community actually has a need for the iron supplement, this trial will be with a placebo, so we're just adding water, but getting a really good sense of how the device acts in the field, and as well as how people feel about the device.
Cool. And then how about after the Kenya trip?
So we'll be partnering with PHC until February. With them, we'll be working on our business plan and also making our device more manufacturable. And we'll see how it goes after February.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Good luck.
Thanks for your support.